Do you feel the weight in my I was wondering if you ever felt like you were not up to the standard in my or I was wondering if mothers do the same in my
Oh, by the way, we are getting divorced. So he deleted me everywhere.
Hello, my name is Luminita.
And my name is Angelica.
And welcome to Post-Soviet Sisters podcast.
Here you will witness a sister talk.
Today we have a very interesting topic from my point of view, because I'm asking the questions. And it is around you, my dear lady, my sister. Maybe a lot of people or some people don't know, besides being a full-time sister, you're also a full-time wife, extra full-time mother, a daughter, and you have so many hats that you're wearing. This is really incredible. And because I don't have yet so many roles in my life, I was wondering, how the hell do you manage it? Like, how can you do all these things, be a good wife to your husband, but then at the same time be a caring mother, and at the same time, our parents live in the same country with you, so you also have to help them feel good or integrate. And then there is me with the podcast and let's do things. Or I have also me with my problems and calling you or texting you. Usually, a side note, I usually text my sister like, I don't know what to do. And then she calls me. She knows that, like, okay, that's not for text. So my question is, do you feel the weight of all these hats, or do you feel like, oh yeah, that's nothing, and yeah, nothing to complain about?
There is nothing to complain about, but I'm tired. I have to admit, on the other side, I think you can see things when you compare them to different things.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I know, for instance, a woman which is a great businesswoman, which is I bet, a great wife as well, and a great mother.
Mm-hmm.
And her son is like 1 year older as mine, and she's putting this all together. And I wonder, how the hell is she doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she does not. She has a pretty special relationship with her parents-in-law and with her parents.
Okay. What does special mean?
It's complicated.
Okay.
It's a nice relationship, but it's complicated. So, I bet at some point you cannot be excellent. She's this excellent student, She was in school the best one, and even when we met, we had the same watch.
Mm-hmm.
The day we met for the first time, we had the same watch, and I was like so excited, and I thought, oh, look at this, she has the same taste as I do. So we were like, our husbands are having a business together, and we met in a hotel with our children. It was a vacation, and I was like so excited. And I went and told her, listen, look, I have the same watch. And this is not a rare one, but this is a vintage one. So you cannot buy it, at any corner, every corner. And she was like, yes, great. And turned and went away. And I was like, you are such a bitch. But not right now, we are great, really good friends. I realized that at that time, she's a very successful woman, but she's an introvert.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she's an introvert, but she's a very direct person, as I am, for instance, And I think she was used to these girls, the girls of her husband's business partners, who are like, hello, Chanel. And I bet she thought the same.
Another one
about me. For instance, I think about girls of my husband's partners, girls as well, at some point. And most of them are like this, unfortunately. But there are exceptions, as, for example, Victoria. I love her. This woman is like an example for me.
Okay.
So, Victoria, if you're watching or listening. Yes, she is a very complex person. So, I think you can... It was... it's a very interesting story about her and her husband. It's a very interesting story about me and my husband. I'm trying to do my best, and I'm not I think and maybe I think I can give an advice for someone.
Yeah.
You don't have. It was my mistake. I didn't ask for help, and every time I needed some help, it was not that I couldn't ask for help, and people were offering their help, but in my head it was like, I want and I need this help, but I don't want to make these people life complicated only because of my life got complicated.
Okay.
So it was like, I
Yeah.
needed and I wanted it, but I didn't want to complicate someone else's life only because
Okay.
I need it. So,
But did it?
all through my whole life, I do things by myself. I earn money when I needed, earned money when I needed by myself. I came out of each situation. There were months when I was a student when I had just like 10 or 20 euros for the rest of the month, and it was I never asked somebody for money or for help, or I just tried to come up with my own
Yeah.
power. So and I'm happy about this because I'm proud. I did everything by myself until I met my husband.
Well, you met by yourself, your husband. So
Yes. So this is pretty much it. Of course, there is a difference. Before I got married, my relationship with my parents and with you, I bet our relationship got better.
Mhm.
And I love you so much.
And I love you too.
We now live in different countries, and
Cry break.
it's hard for me because I laugh every time we meet. I love it, and I tell you so often, latest, that I love you so much, just because I need this. I have this special need of telling you how much I love you because, yeah, we see each other not so often as we used to. Well, we didn't see each other for 10 years when I moved to Austria. Then you moved to Austria, and we've seen each other every day, mostly when you didn't have your complicated periods. And then I moved to Switzerland, and
Yeah.
this changed, yes. But nothing is perfect. My relationship with my husband is a great relationship, but it's not perfect. My relationship with my son is a great relationship, but it's not perfect. The same I can tell about my relationship with our parents is great, but it's not perfect. And the only perfect relationship is with you.
Oh, that's true. That's approved. But what I was also wondering, is your perception of motherhood and all this around it kind of also influenced by social media? Because, okay, I'm not following so many mothers or women that became mothers on social media because I'm definitely not their target audience. But for those that I'm seeing time to time, it feels like everything is perfect. Everything is great. Their children are always smiling. They're always playing.
By themselves.
Yeah, but the mothers look always great. They always with husbands, and I think now maybe some of them start to talk a little bit about like the backstage, and that there might be some troubles in the paradise. But generally, social media creates this perfect idea of the perfect life, and I was wondering if you ever felt like you were not up to the standard.
No.
Okay, that's
But
great.
you know this because we have to tell this other people who are listening or looking at us. But you know already that I never felt this pressure. Just because I know that this is art of making money. This is a business on social media, so I see it as it is. And maybe like earlier when it was not so transparent, and because it's all about fashion.
Yeah.
Earlier it was very popular to be perfect. Then these perfect families, bloggers, influencers, and so on, they started to have a downswing, I bet.
Yeah.
So they had to make a marketing change.
Yeah.
So they went from the perfect lifestyle, perfect child, perfect everything, they had to have a hype, you say?
Yeah.
So they started to show, okay, everything is not so perfect, and they made money even out of this.
Yeah, of
So
course.
this was the next step of making money. And well, I always understood this is a business, and I never, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's my character. I was never, I didn't envy anyone.
Okay.
I swear, this maybe probably you feel it. I never envy. Well, whenever I see, I had a lot of, well, a lot. Some friends of mine, girls, who had much more, way more financial possibilities as I did. But I never looked at them, and even when we went out and they were dressed up better, they had a better car, or I had not no car. So, but I never looked at them and thought, oh my God, I like how does she do this? And never. I was like, I was happy. I'm allowed to be a part of this life.
Yeah.
They shared it with me as well. They invited me somewhere, but I never, like I always tried to pay the half from the bill, so I never, like took it for granted only because you have more money as I do. You have to pay for me or something like this. And I'm so thankful to God I never have had these thoughts, because I think I would jump out of from a bridge, because I had some examples in my in my
that you had you
in my friends circle,
Yeah.
who really lived another life. But as my father-in-law says, I have to translate it from German into English. When there is a lot of sunlight, there is a lot of shadow.
Okay.
So, coming back to social media, you see the sunlight, but believe me, there is a shadow as well. Everybody knows it already. There is a shadow. So, and this shadow, maybe people are not sharing because their business plan is about selling this happiness.
Yeah.
You have to keep it in mind. This is a business. This is not. They are not sharing with you their lives because they love you. Forget it. They are sharing it because they want to sell something.
Or maybe they started to share because they love to share it,
Yes.
and then it transformed also
Yes,
in
but
business.
and it's pretty okay. Everybody is doing it. It's great when you're having a business out of your initial
Passion.
hobby, or something like this. And yeah, this is. I think it's for my taste. It's not even good to share the shadow, because our world is has minuses a lot, so you don't have to. As well as I don't like, for example, I don't like to read books about the reality. I read books about business things. I don't even like these lyrics books, romances and so on. It's not my type. It's not my type. I know a lot of people who read them. But even books and even architecture or even movies, I don't want to see this. I know that this exists. I know this is here, but for my taste, I want to see something, even if I'm pretty much conscious that this is something, the perfect picture, but I want to see this. And this, by the way, this is what I told you like 5 or something like that years ago. This is the problem about fairy tales. Why we girls grow up with this, perfect picture of one day somebody will come and will rescue us and will give you our love and will come on the horse and like will tell you, here you go, this is a ring,
And then
I
happily
love
ever
you,
after.
happily ever after. But they never showed us this happily ever after. Did you ever see this happily ever after?
No, no. They're never. No.
So, yeah.
Okay, but now moving from the online world to the offline world, and I was wondering how, if you feel any pressure from women around you, because it will be very unfeminist what I'll say. So disclaimer, warning, trigger warning. Please, if you are a very radical feminist, skip the next 2 minutes. But I feel No, because this is what I experience sometimes saying this, and it's my opinion. But I feel like sometimes other women are the worst enemies of women because they maybe feel not so well in their roles, and instead of encouraging and telling other women like, yeah, you can do it, they are putting even more pressure on the other women and say like, oh, for example, their marriage is not happy or their relationship is not happy. And when you say something, instead of saying like, oh, I understand you, you'll be like, oh my God, your relationship is not perfect. Ooh, like mine is perfect. You know what I mean? Or I was wondering if mothers do the same, if they try to.
Oh yes, I know what you. I was so fucking wondered why women do this. I don't understand it. A lot of I understood it when I became a mother. Some women, maybe they are not doing this on purpose. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But some of them are like not telling you as it is. I don't. I don't want everybody to tell. Okay, this is so horrible, because it's not horrible. It's like, okay, it's hard. It's hard. It's really hard. But I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe because they have this feeling of showing everybody that everything is great and excellent. And I know a pair who posted, for example, they didn't have children, but they posted one day before I met that girl on social media, like, oh, this is a picture together. And they wrote, my darling, I love you so much. And the next day I met this girl. We had a drink, and she told me like, like all of a sudden in the middle of our meeting, oh, by the way, we are getting divorced. And I was like, wait, what? Sorry, what? So yeah, it's
yeah, but it's again the social, maybe. But is she a blogger? Like maybe she was trying to do what we were talking about.
No, she's
Okay,
not a blogger. She's
okay,
not a blogger.
okay,
She's an artist, let us say, but she's not a blogger.
Okay.
Yes, and I was so shocked, yeah. I don't, I have a lot of experience with friendships with girls.
Yeah.
So since then, I always knew my mother and our mother, and you were my best friend. But I'm a social person, so I socialize very hard. But when I socialize, I love that person. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm swallowing all the information. I'm trying to be the best for, well, yeah, I have a lot of experience, and but I have a lot of men friends.
Yeah.
Who eventually later, just 10 years after we are being already friends, they meet a girl and they fell in love, and I understand everything, so I make steps backwards, because I understand this girl too. She will never understand the friendship between a girl and a man. Maybe she's right, I don't know. So I'm making steps backwards, and this was not only once. This was, I bet, twice, 3 times already in my experience, when girls in that moment, when they got a ring on their finger of engagement, and let alone marriage, they're like switching. And this, I had only just once experienced that. My best friend called me and told me, listen, Angelica, I'm sorry, we are friends like for 20 years, or like, okay, 10 or 12 years at that time, but I have to delete you everywhere. I'm sorry, I have to.
That's so weird. But you were friends also with the girl. Like, it's not.
She knew me. No. It's about a boy which we danced with.
Okay.
So he called me. I was already in Austria.
Okay.
I was not even a
physical threat.
Yes, I was not even a physical threat. I was in Austria already, and they had a happy relationship, I bet, because they got married and so on. And I was so my reaction was not even why or la or explain her, nothing. I told him, okay, I'm sorry, but I understand you. So he deleted me everywhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I found it okay that he even called me. He could have
just ignored you.
Just ignore me. But it would be okay for me as well. I didn't die after that. It's a pity, of course, but okay.
I think this topic of friendships is super interesting. Both friendships, girls with girls, and then female-male friendships. So if you want to hear any stories or have an episode from us talking about friendships, because we both have a lot of stories to share.
By the way, do you know that yesterday when we had a walk, your ex-boyfriend was in the bar where we were?
What? No, I didn't do it. Wait.
Yes. I will tell you after everything is
So,
shut down.
when the cameras are down.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Interesting, intriguing. But now I'm getting red. So what I was,
Why? He saw you happy.
yeah, with
Like-
well, first of all, if you want an episode about friendships and you're on YouTube, watching us on YouTube right now, don't forget to like this video and maybe write a comment in the comment section below if you want us to talk about girl-girl friendships or female-male friendships and our stories. I think we both had different stories in that, like when friends remain friends, when friends became not that friends anymore. I'll just make little spoilers. Anyways, that, and second, because you already started the ex-boyfriend topic, if you want to hear any spicy stories of our ex-boyfriends without names, because we don't give so much attention, credit to that experiences. Also, if you are listening our podcast on any of your podcast platforms, follow our podcast so you don't miss anything, because things are getting spicier and spicier.
No,
this year.
we created this podcast because, as I told in other episode, we heard so often that we have such a great relationship, and sister talks sometimes are behind the curtain, what is pretty okay. But I think this would be interesting for those who just do not have siblings, or for those who do not dare to ask their siblings about something. So this is meant to maybe trigger you to do so.
Yeah. So follow, subscribe. We're slowly opening the curtain to even more spicy topics.
So see you next time. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. It was great. And see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.